Hey everyone, are you looking for a quick and easy way to cut your own hair? If so, in this video, I show you how to go from this to this. What's up everyone, Jeremy Try here, and I've been cutting my own hair for over 10 years now using a 3-step process that I'll be sharing with you today. So why cut your own hair? Well, there are plenty of benefits, such as saving money, of course, creating time with your loved ones, picking up those hobbies that you never really had time for, and in the case of a worldwide pandemic, you can keep yourself well groomed. So what you're going to need for this, and it's not going to be much, are a pair of clippers, and with those clippers you'll have some guards. Today I'm doing a 2-1 fade, so I have the 1 guard and the number 2 guard. You're going to need some scissors, of course, a comb, and a mirror, which I'm looking at right there. Okay, step number 1 is to fade the sides. I'm going to take the number 1 guard, put it on the clipper in the closed position. That's closed, that's open, and that is closed. I'm going to start at the bottom of my sideburns and go up to the top of the ear. Pretty straightforward, this part. The next part is to take the 1, put it in the open position. Now I'm going to start at the back of my head and move around my ear to just above the top left of my eyebrow. And don't cut the eyebrow, of course, but this is really just to map out the next section of the fade. So now you're creating this fade line right there that's going to extend the circumference of your head all the way to the other side. So I've just done that there to really map out the distance that I want to cut from the top of my ear to the fade line, and then just cut to the back as well. No need for a second mirror. This is how I cut with no second mirrors. Just keep the same motion going from where you can see to the back of your head where you can't see. On the other side, do the same thing. 1 closed on the sideburn, 1 open to create that next area of the fade, and just tidy it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see that you need to go to the back a little bit. Keep the same motion to the back where you can't see, and now we have created a nice fade line. Here I miss a few spots at the bottom of the back of my head, so I have the 1 closed just to clean that up a bit. Okay, so the fade line is looking pretty good. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be fading it anyways. We're now ready to move to the number 2. So get the number 2 guard, put it in the closed position, and now we're going to go from the fade line up and just run the 2 all over. I usually like to go over the same areas at least 2 times just to make sure that I don't miss out on any spots. Okay, so the number 2 part of the fade is looking pretty good. For your convenience, here's some text on the screen to show you what we've cut so far. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. So eliminating the fade line, it's all in the motion of the clipper. Now you don't want to have the clipper flat against your skin. You're going to want to gently brush the clipper against the fade line. Since we're going from a 1 to a 2, take that number 1 guard and put it in the open position and start gently brushing the clipper against the fade line, or as I like to call it, tickle the line. So as you can see, the fade line has completely disappeared from this side of my head. I just have to apply the same general motion to the same area at the back of my head, and the back of the head should be good to go. Repeat the same process for the other side. Gently brush the clippers against the fade line. Work your way to the back. Keep the same general motion to the back, and the fade should be looking pretty good all around. It's actually looking really solid right now, and I'm just about done with the 1-2 fade all around my head. Bust out those scissors for step number 2, trim the top. First thing you're going to do is wet your hair and comb it down. This just makes it a lot easier for cutting. Start cutting at the front and make your way from one side to the other. After cutting the front of your hair, comb the next layer of your hair back and then you could start grabbing it and cutting from left to right little by little. You're going to repeat this process all the way to the back of your head. I will say if you're doing a comb-over style haircut like me, you want to leave a little more hair next to your part. If you cut too short next to your part and then you comb over the hair in that area is going to appear really spiky. It's all preference if you like that look or not. If you had no idea what I just said, then you probably don't have to worry about it. If you're liking this video so far, please go ahead and hit that like button down below. I make videos about my swimming, biking, running, and triathlon adventures, so if you're into any of that, consider subscribing. So here I'm finishing the back layer of my hair. It's looking pretty good on top. I'm happy with the length. Now it's on to step 3, the finishing touches. So this is really where we address any areas that we might have missed and really fine-tune the haircut. Over here, I missed some areas with the number 2, so I'm taking the number 2 guard closed and being very careful not to cut into the top of my head. On this side, it's just my preference to not have those hairs sticking out, so I'm going to take the number 2 guard here closed and just running up the hair in this motion. I'll then take the scissors and cut any last bits of hair that are sticking out, and when you're done with this, then you're pretty much finished with the entire haircut, unless you want to edge up your hairline. So the edge up, also known as these terms right here, is where you cut along the natural hairline to make it straight. This really makes any haircut looking extra fresh, and I highly recommend doing it. So there are special clippers to do this, but I like to use this handy blade for my edge up. I like to start right at the top and make my way down. My main goal is to create a nice straight line here, along with a straight line below it to create a sharp and really cool looking 90-degree angle. So right here I messed up. I accidentally cut a little farther into my hairline than I intended. You can see that straight line I was working on. There's now like a little curve into it. So to compensate for that, I have to dig a little deeper into my hairline to make it straight, as you can see right there. Less than ideal situation, but hey, it happens. Now I'm just working my way to my sideburns. I like my sideburns to just fade into a single line of oblivion. So just work the sideburns on both sides. Then move to the other side of your head and repeat the same process. Congratulations, you can now give yourself a complete haircut by fading the sides, trimming the top, and edging up your hairline. Once everything's done, put some product in your hair, style it up, and congratulate yourself because you just cut your hair all on your own. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.